and Marvel Legend fans. Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Marvel Legends X-Men Marvel's Chamber, or just Chamber, who is a part of the new Chode Build-A-Figure wave. For the package, with that plastic-free packaging, you just get a full image of the figure there in the front, which I actually like. It eliminates the stupid window where you can mess with the figure and stuff. Of course, you get a full shot of him, which looks cool. On to this side, you got a cool image of him, which really does kind of look like it actually comes directly from the comics. I like that. As I talked about in the other reviews, I don't have any interest in the Chode Build-A-Figure. But Chamber here comes with the left arm for him. So if you are collecting them to build that, you know what you're getting. Come around to the back of the packaging. You can see you got a cool image of him, the left arm, and then his accessories, which are just two hands. Again, I've talked about this before. It is really unfortunate that they're really cutting back on a lot of accessories. The prices of the figures are going up, and what you get for them really is kind of staying about the same and not increasing. I mean, these figures are about $27 now, and you don't get any real accessories with them, which is definitely unfortunate. I mean, granted, I don't know what you could have included with Chamber because he's got a completely unique head sculpt, which they're not going to be able to reuse that, to my knowledge, for anything. And it looks fantastic. I don't know really what other accessories. I mean, because that's a full representation of his powers for the most part. I mean, maybe they could have given him blast effects or something. I have no idea, but it is a trend that is very unfortunate in my opinion. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. All right, guys. So here we have Chamber opened up and out of his packaging, and there's a lot that I like about this figure, but there's one part of it that is naggingly terrible, and it's basically his legs. Now, like I said, in terms of the accessories, he doesn't come with anything. Well, I shouldn't say anything. He comes with a right and left fist. You got a right and left open hand. And I was trying to think about what else you could have included with him, and realistically, you probably could have included an alternate head that had the wraps kind of going around his mouth, because Chamber's power, his psionic abilities, emanate from his chest area up through his mouth, actually revealing that there's a giant hole basically from the upper part of his chest all the way up to the lower portion here, and there's basically nothing there. And he would always kind of hide that by having wraps. Very similar kind of looking to how the shirt is underneath him. He would wear that around his mouth area. So you probably could have given him an alternate head to do that, but they didn't. Now, that's not to say that the head sculpt here is bad or anything like that, but this is him with his full kind of explosive nature to his abilities. So having a normal head with those wraps around there would have been pretty cool, and it is definitely unfortunately that they didn't decide to go with that. But really, the part that's terrible the most on here are his legs. Number one, his feet. This guy, because of the feet, like when you get him, let's see, you put him there, and he can stand, as you can see. But if you don't get him in the right kind of position, because of the way the feet are, he will oftentimes, let me see if I can, you just kind of get him hanging out there. A lot of times, he won't be able to balance very well, and you can see, like right here, you can't do it, and that's very unfortunate, and I don't like it, and I don't know why the feet are like that. Now, I have seen other people's videos, but he basically he just wants to rock, and you can see I had him standing before, but it's not something that's easy to do, and it's annoying, honestly. The other thing is that the way that these legs are, coming in to take a closer look, you can kind of see how this little sort of line goes on here, where the leg is supposed to be like this, and you can set that up on both sides. So now the fold and the crease of the pant is right, but look how it makes his feet now. Now, oh shit! Now he's completely bow-legged when you're doing that, and that makes it even more difficult to get him to stand, and you can't really rotate. I kept trying to rotate. I mean, there's a little bit of play in his hip area, not a lot, and it just kind of constantly wants to go back in. So in order to have his legs kind of positioned right, you have to have that sculpt broken, which I do not like that. That's really ugly, but realistically, you're going to have to do that no matter what. And getting him, again, to kind of stand here takes some creativity, but I mean, you can definitely, you can do it. I mean, I guess maybe my thing is rolling a little bit, but it just is definitely not a good use of feet. It really isn't. Rest of the figure, though, looks fantastic. That head sculpt is outstanding. That is, I mean, that is, if it'll focus on it, it probably won't because, you know, iPhone cameras suck. But that is an outstanding head sculpt. I love the translucent fire around here. I also like how they put a little bit of yellow on it to really kind of pull out that flame effect. But even, like, let's see, I mean, yeah, why can't you focus on that? That doesn't make any sense. But I'll just, in post-production, I'll zoom in. I love the way that his eyes look, though. His hair, everything on there looks really very cool. Again, I do feel like they missed out on an opportunity where they could have given us an alternate portrait. That would have been kind of cool. But also, you can rotate his body around, and you can see that nothing's emanating from his chest. So it is mostly just his mouth and everything. So you could have given that, and easily that could just pop off, and you could put another head on there and have a, you know, continuation of these kind of strap-looking effects. So, you know, it is what it is, but still a great-looking figure. He does seemingly have very large, oversized hands. They're oddly oversized and large, so I don't really understand that. I mean, unless, you know, he just has big hands. I mean, those are just really strangely oversized, honestly. And then the fists basically are the same type of thing. I just don't know why they need to be that big, realistically. You got a leather jacket. I think a lot of this figure is reused, and I don't like the way that the hips here kind of look. That kind of looks a little bit ugly. But you have the pinless joints here for the elbows, but then you can come down here and you can see, because these are older legs, I forgot what characters they've used them for. A lot of times they use them with people that are wearing suits. But it's that old pin system, so it does look ugly and it kind of mismatches things. But the overall look of the figure is really cool. I dig him. I think that he's really fun. I don't want to say he's kind of like the field leader of them, but he definitely is a character that a lot more kind of responsibility was assigned to from the beginning. Here we have, of course, Banshee. Let's bring in the rest of the Generation X characters. Here we have Monet. Of course, yeah, let's put that guy off to the side. Of course, you have Jubilation Lee and the other headmaster for Generation X. Here we have Emma Frost. And again, great looking group. This is a really fun wing of the X-Men, because it takes the whole concept of the X-Men and makes them younger again. You know, one thing that really appealed to me as an X-Men fan was the younger mutants and everything you could kind of identify with if you yourself were an outcast or something like that. But as they got older, you know, with like Cyclops and Wolverine, you kind of lost that connection. So by having a whole team that are made up of primarily kids, it helped to kind of reinvigorate that, going all the way back to when the X-Men were school kids themselves. So I love that. I think that's a great concept. Again, the series didn't last too terribly long, but it did kind of branch things out. Like the Monet St. Croix character went off and did other things. Chamber here did as well, actually being able to control his powers eventually and changing his name to, I don't remember what it was. But this is his original look, and I think it's really cool. Articulation wise, the head can kind of look left and right just because you have this big giant thing hanging down. It doesn't limit everything, but you do get some restrictions. It does have a neck joint kind of looking up and down. The shoulders go up to only about there. Rotates. obviously. You do have a swivel at the upper part of the bicep. You do have the 2 joints there at the elbow. You do have the giant oversized hands that can move forward and back, and they can rotate. You do have an ab crunch right here. You have a swivel. Hips do feel like they suck. They move in and out, forward and back. They rotate at that upper part of the thigh. You do have 2 bends at the knee with those pin joints again, like I talked about. The ankles do have a hacky sack, and they can move forward and back, but it really does require some creativity, like you can kind of see getting him to kind of stand. And you know, it is, he's a cool character. I feel like the toy could have been done a lot better, especially down here with the legs. It's just, the legs really do limit what you're going to be able to do with this guy, just because the balance is not really there, and it's a lot of it is the feet. You're really going to need a stand for the most part for that. But overall, he's still a good figure. I would still recommend adding him to your collection if you're an X-Men fan, if you're a Generation X fan. He's going to fit in very well. So, all that being said, if Chamber here is a piece that you would like to add to your collection, he is hitting various retail locations right now. If you are looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, you can do the real easy thing and go online to places like Big Bad Toy Store or even Entertainment Earth. For both of those places, I'll put links right down there in the video description, where you can swing on over and check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Marvel Legend figures. Also, as a special perk for you, for being as awesome as you are, if you choose to go to that link to Entertainment Earth, in addition to being able to get free shipping on orders over a certain amount, you can also save yourself 10% off of any in-stock order that you place, helping to help you save some money, and at the same time show your support for my channel. And finally, guys, please remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching, and until next time, this is Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and auf Wiedersehen.